Hi everybody, welcome to Quilted Cactus. Doing something a little different. I am out of time. I'm actually going to be recording this and then posting it as soon as I record it, uncut, as much as I can get done in 30 minutes. I don't know, maybe 15 minutes. I don't know how long, because I don't know that anybody's going to want to watch this too much. But anyways, what I'm getting at is I got a show. I start it tomorrow, and it runs from 5 to 11, craft show, and then Saturday it's noon to 9. 2 very long days, because I got to be there tomorrow morning around noon to set up and be ready to go. But anyways, I'm not ready. Of course, I'm not ready. As you've seen, I try to get a thing done this week. I took off this week to get ready for a show and to get some things done in my craft space. I moved out some stuff. I had Christmas stuff hiding behind my sewing stuff. I moved that out, got a shelf for that. I got me a new cubie thing, which is a 16 cubie, and I'm in process of moving stuff in that, cleaning stuff out. So I didn't do a full blockage behind me because I'm still creating, I guess you could say. Anyway, and that's all my vinyl right there. I think that's all my vinyl. It's a lot. That run cube right there, that is all Tulip Bee vinyl, just saying. I've got rest of my vinyl all in the little things, and I love these little guys, the little X things, because my vinyl, the way I had it, was just in a cube hole, and it was being smashed. So I got those. They weren't cheap, for 2 pieces of wood that all you got to do is insert one into the other to make the little cross, but I wanted it to match. So I went ahead and spent the money and got the 4. And then I've got them organized in order of people where I bought it from. I mean, my Emmeline Mora is is right there. That's my Emma. Whoop, there you go, Emmeline. I got my Mora. This one is like the miscellaneous, because they're like one thing here and one thing there from certain vendors, and something that I want, couple of it something that I won. So they're kind of by themselves. I've got what's left of what I have from Sally Tomato. That's Wonderground, Your Vinyl Source, Zipper Valley, Love Little Looks, and at the bottom, that's more Zipper Valley. So this X, top, bottom, Zipper Valley, Your Vinyl Source, Love Little Looks. And Love Little Looks gets her own space too, because I plan to buy more of her vinyl. I just haven't been able to afford it right now, to afford buying more vinyl. Oh, and there's more Tulip Bee right there in that upper V. That's my Tulip Bee prints. And then linings, specialty, like I have Christmas and some other things, and then some corks right there. But that's how I got set up. I know it's not what I planned to record. I'm going to get to what I originally planned to record here in a second. But anyway, so, and then I've got stuff just thrown haphazardly into cubbies right now until I get it completely organized, because I've got to tear down a 9 cubby holder, because when I put it together myself, and it's very thin. It wasn't what I thought it was when I bought it, and it's like really thin one. And when I put it together, I didn't hammer all of the little backs things. There's like 4 little back things, or no, I'm sorry, 5 back things to put on there, 5 or 6. But anyway, and it's supposed to help stabilize it. I didn't do it properly, and now and I've moved it too many times, so the thing sways. It's actually Better Homes and Gardens. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this out there. This is a Better Homes and Garden, bought it off of Walmart.com. It weighs a ton. My poor husband took it downstairs for me, and actually helped me put it together, because it's so big. We had to put it together, and that is thick on each side. It's like a 2-inch thick around, so it's got more support. It doesn't have the backing, but it's thicker and the boards are actually a little heavier in between than what that one I got to tear down. So I got a lot to do, and I've done a lot this week. But my final thing that I needed to do for my craft show tomorrow are my cell phone straps. I did a short on it, and I can't, mine is over there. I'll get up to get it, but I will show you one that I've already sewn. So I've got all of the straps themselves done, but in my my straps that I want to do is I wanted to create a pouch. Now I got the idea from Lynn's Handmade. Loved her little I can't think of it's called, Purse Pal. She's got a Purse Pal and a the other one. She's got a larger one and a small one. I believe I don't know which is which, but anyways, so she did a tutorial, and she has, if you wanted to buy the strap, that little strap thing, you could buy just the SVG for that. But if you have some of her other patterns, which I do, it comes with some of the other patterns. So you can do these straps if you already have a Lynn's Handmade strap pattern like the Guardian, which I had. And there's another one of her patterns that I have that had this in it as well. But you can watch your tutorial and you can make these if you've already got, a couple of her patterns. A neighbor of mine at my last craft show suggested I make the cell phone straps, and I'm like I didn't know what exactly they were, and so I looked it up, and then it hit me when she explained it to me, and I'm like, wait a minute, I know a pattern designer that I follow and watch had something out there like this, but I didn't pay a lot of attention to it. It wasn't something that at the time interested me. So I went back and I looked, sat down and figured it out, and made some. I ended up with 19. I still have sliders coming, so I've got more that I've not been able to finish because I don't have enough sliders. So I've got those coming. And honestly, and this is not to any of my hardware people, but I ended up buying these little hooks off of Amazon. They're not really cheap. They're not expensive, more as expensive as buying the good swivel hooks, like the nice ones that you get. But you don't want the nice ones, honestly, because number one, these are meant to hold cell phones. But number two, they're thinner, so they're better to sew close against. Now the rack rings are thick. You can't get those thin, but it's great. And I'm going to sell these. I'm going to try to sell these at my show this weekend. And then I just went through my strapping and picked, and some scraps. Some of this is scraps. Some of it I just cut off of a vinyl that was like all awkward shaped at the end, and I just cut pieces off of those. But this is some cork fabric that I got this from Sally Tomatoes. It's such a cute little cork print. And that's what this is. But anyways, what I'm getting at is I'm selling mine already with this cell phone tether. And you can't see it because it's clear, so let me put my hand behind it. You can get them that are, oh, my hand is just as pale as that. Here, let's use my business card. It's got some color to it. So this is the cell phone tether right here. Now, some of them are black, and then this is just clear. And honestly, this is a clear plastic, but it's really awesome. You just put this in your case, and then this goes out the port where this goes out the whole of your case where you plug your phone in to charge. You can still charge your phone with this in there. You don't have to remove this just to charge your phone. It's really genius. I'm telling you what, whoever thought of this is a genius, honestly. But this is where your cell phone hooks onto at the bottom. Again, I already did a little quick short on it. But anyway, and then Lindsay had put a little thing on the end of hers. So I'm selling mine already with a pouch. Now I'm not doing the Purse Pal. That's a lot. They're easy to make, but they're a lot more to it. It's got credit card slots in it, and then a zip pouch and all that kind of stuff. Well, I decided my idea was to come up with an idea that it's a little cheaper, a little less complicated. I am just making a simple zippered pouch to add to it. So this is my thought, and I hope this sells, is I'm gonna make the sling, the straps, what comes with the tether, I'm gonna sell them with these little tether things, and with a nice little, this is not the pouch that goes with this one, by the way, but a nice pouch already with the hook. The hook's gonna go on the pouch, so you can hook the pouch to this. Now, obviously, if you don't wanna use the pouch, they can take it off, because the pouch is going to hook to the little D-ring that's there. Oops, the little D-ring that's there, the pouch is going to hook to it. But if they don't want to use the pouch and they want to click something else to it, take it off. That's how I'm going to make it, where they can just take it off. It's going to be sold all together, so they're not going to have the option of taking it all apart, because that's all built in my price, obviously. But I thought that would be a really cute idea, because I started wearing mine around the house because I've been home all week. But I thought I was just, number one, testing it out. Number two, it was convenient because when I was carrying things up and then and I needed my cell phone with me, I just hooked my cell phone to it and carried it around the house that way, and I was hands free. And then my little pouch, I was putting my medicine in my pouch to go up and down the stairs, so I didn't, not being lazy, but I've been quite tired. But anyway, I put my medicine in my pouch, and that way I was able to carry my medicine with me, and I didn't have to worry about forgetting, or, oh no, I got to run upstairs, grab my medicine, and run back downstairs. Going 2 flights of stairs up and down the stairs, because I've already gone up and down the stairs 1,000 times today. So, you know, hey, good exercise, I know, but I've been, again, although my husband has helped me a lot on the shelves, I've still done a lot of up and down, pushing things around, carrying things around. And one less flight of stairs is always good. Okay, so what we're gonna do is I'll do a couple on camera. I won't do all of them because I've got 21 to get done. I mean, I'm recording this at what? It's after 7, I do believe. I'm not even sure what time it is right now. I think it's after 7. Basically, I'm gonna sew a few to show you what what it is and what I'm sewing, because although this is probably, basically the pouches that I came up with are I took other different patterns, and then I decided to do this one based on looking at other different things. This is probably out there in the webosphere somewhere, my idea, this idea, as far as doing the pouches, but this specific way, I personally haven't seen it. I've seen it where it's been added onto, and I've just taken that idea and stripped it down, just like I've done my idea here. I've tried to make it as simple as possible to have it for a craft show, but have an add-on to hopefully, the customers or the patrons that come through my booth see something and they like that idea, and that encourages them to buy it more. Okay, enough of all of that. So again, I've got 21 to get done. We'll sew a few on camera, and then I'll get my video uploaded. This is like almost short of being a live. I'm going to film a couple, upload my video, and then I will continue sewing while the video is uploading and everything. Right now, I currently have blue thread in, so I'm going to dig out my pouches that I can make and using my blue thread. So give me a quick second. Oh, I forgot to trim a zipper. Go figure. I got a zipper I didn't trim down. I'll show you how I'm making them here in a minute. But let me pull my ones out that I can use blue thread with. Give me a second here. I'm digging them out. I'm almost done. Not a whole lot that have the blue thread. Mostly it's black thread, which is good because I have a fresh bobbin for my black thread. And I'm only using, literally when I sewed all my straps, I only used three colors of threads. because I didn't want to sit there and constantly change out threads, but I also didn't want the threads to be totally mismatched. So I only used in my straps was my navy, and all my thread is Keziah's Saya Swags thread. Some is the text. I think they're all text 70. I don't think I had to get into except my white. My white is a 35, but I think that's 35. You know, honestly, I have to look to see. 45. So my white's a text 45, but I didn't use my white in the straps. In my straps, I used my dark night, her dark night, her navy seal, which is on my already threaded, and then her chocolate, I can never get this right. It's not chocolate. It is mocha latte, and that is like one of my great go-tos. I'm telling you what. Okay. So, but I'm going to keep the white on hand in case I can use white if any of the other colors don't quite go, because some of my pouches are slightly different in color than the strap ends, because I didn't have enough left of that, because I used some scraps on some of this stuff. So we will do that. Now, just in case anybody's interested in these little pouches, I cut my pouches piece at 7 by 5.5 inches is the size of the pieces. And I came up with that number because what that number gives me, I'm separating while I'm talking, sorry. What that number gives me is enough room to be able to fit some cards in. I got here's my I'll show you when I get one made, but I've got like a little, about 4 or 5 business cards, and this is like a little Ace gift card. I'm going to put that in there so you can see in these little pouch sizes that I came up with, you can just toss in just a few things like an ID, ATM card, a credit card, even a couple, 1 or 2 cards, a couple of bills, and then some change. Honestly, I mean, I even have a couple of dollars sitting here. I even have $1 or 2 sitting here. Let's grab these out so you can, I can show. Look, I've got $3, $4. Woo! Wow. No. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, I have $5 sitting here in my sewing cart that I didn't know about. So I will show you once I get one done how great this little pouch size is. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera down so you can see me. Oh, let's hold this up first. So this is what I did. Again, it's 7 by 5.5, okay? And then what I did is the zippers that I'm using is those YKK zippers. I just bought these. These are off of Wall Whack, and these are actually a 7-inch zipper. So what I did is, honestly, I just kind of went through and just grabbed from, and I buy the assorted colors, like a pack of assorted colors. You can get them at a great deal. And I just went through and tried to match up, like this one. I forgot which this is going to, but I just tried to match the zippers up the best I could to the strap that I'm making this for. Let's see. Let me if I can find the strap. Here we go. So this will go with this strap, because this is the Saffiano from Tulip Bee, or Saffiano. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong, but see, I chose a off-white to kind of go with that. So that's what I did, and I tried to do the best. Some of them don't match exactly, but I tried to match the best I could. So we're gonna make a zipper pouch out of this. So we'll go ahead and do this real quick. So I've already got my my little thing hooked on here, so I don't lose it. And as I was making them, I just kept it all together. So I'm going to unclip it from this one, because this is the one I'm making it for. All right, and just to sew again, I'm just going to sew 1 or 2, that's it, and then we'll be done with the video. Okay, and these are, I'm gonna turn the camera down. I'm gonna lower first. That's not, nope, that's not the one. Sorry guys, there we go. And then we'll tilt. So bear with me while I do this. I think we need to go down just a little lower. There we go. I didn't get it tilted very well, did I? Okay. So I forgot to turn one of the lights on. So, all right, and then these, like, I got all these little, I got all this from Amazon, the cute little swivel clasps there. Okay, so basically, this is the thing. There's my stack over here. So this is the pouch. All I'm doing, honestly, and if you do these pouches, make sure they can be raw edged finishes, because these are all raw edged, nothing fancy. Again, it's not a fancy pouch. It's not anything that's lined. Make sure whatever you pick has a nice backing. See, this has got a nice little felt feeling backing. So this can be used as an interior of a zipper pouch like this. So all I'm doing is I'm folding these over. Let me get a couple clips. And then I'm just clipping these and matching my corners like that. Give me another clip here. Hard to clip while you're putting your hands through your sewing machine. And then going back to the other side. Let's see, there was another clip. I'm gonna clip that. Now, what I need to do, and I also cut these little pieces here. Whoops. These are a 1/2 of an inch. And then it basically 2.5 inches. Some of them are 3 inches. It's just the way I cut them when I was going through just cutting the strips and just cutting them 2.5 to 3 inches, because they're going to go inside. And then if they stick out too much, you can always just reach into your pouch and just snip the ends off. But for just to get them inserted and placed, I did a like I say, 2.5 to 3 inches. So you're basically going to just go ahead and thread it through here like that. This one's a little tight. You probably could go 3/8 of an inch. These little guys are supposed to be like a 1/2 of an inch, but because they're rounded, it may be they're like a little stiffer, but it still works with a 1/2 of an inch. And then we're going to insert this on the side where the zipper closes, because this is the way I feel that it should be worn with the zipper. When you wear it to the top, the zipper's up at the top, closed, not closed down at the bottom when it's hanging from your strap. And then you're going to go ahead and place your zipper in. You can place it kind of close, as long as you've got clearance for your presser foot. That's the best thing for this. So let me go ahead, and then I just go ahead and clip it around that like that, and then just make sure it stays flat, because I see a little pooch there, so I'll do it flat. And sometimes if it goes out of line, which this one looks like it does a little bit, all I have to do is snip it. Again, it's a raw edge, it's not a big deal. The big thing, you want to make sure your zipper is lined up like that. Now, one thing I forgot to do, see, I'm already forgetting steps. I forgot I got to add these. I got to sew the zipper. I got to sew the zipper to the pouch. That's the first thing we need to do, is sew the zipper to the pouch. Sorry about that, guys. I've got myself so confused right now. Again, like I told you, show's tomorrow. I'm out of time. So let's go ahead and sew this zipper on. I'm actually going about 1/8 of an inch away from the zipper, the edge. So we're going to go 1/8 of an inch away. Again, we're using my Navy Seal thread. And then, whoa, okay, here we go, guys. Sorry about that. I need to check my speed. Wow. Oh my goodness. This is embarrassing. As Susan would say, how embarrassing. Because I have to leave it. Because again, like I said, I'm going to film it and upload it. We're only going to get one pouch, so I can tell you that right now on camera. The others will have to be off camera. I'll finish everything up because it's spending too much time fixing my mistakes. Let me make sure my speed is where it should be. So give me a second. Let me check the speed on my, for some reason, I just need to make sure I'm showing the right speed. Okay. I think my speed was somehow got reset back to the original speed. I have a needle positioner, which I'm glad I have because I can work with the speed a little bit. And I have a heavy foot, so it doesn't take much for me to go too fast. So here we go. Now let's try it. All right. There we go. Okay. All right. Much better. Again, I'm just sewing this 1/8 of an inch away from the edge on this hole that I cut out. Oh, also real quick. So I just basically centered, created the center of my piece, marked the center, and then the hole that I cut out is just a 3/8 inch hole because I'm using the YKK number 3 zippers, the small zippers. So we don't want the hole to be a 1/2 inch like if we were using the number 5 zipper. I think that hole would be too large. Okay, then I'm back stitching. It's just a small little zipper pouch, so my back stitch isn't going to hurt on this. And I'm using light thread. So there we go. Let me get this, clean up this thread here. Just be careful because this kind of stuff will melt. Let me clean up my thread so we don't have stray threads. So there you go. So that's all I did. Now let's go back to what I was just showing you. We're going to match up our pieces here. Get this clipped. Whoa. Clip that, and then get this clipped. Make sure, again, the most important part is to make sure your zipper is in the middle. And if it's a little extra overage from like miscutting, whether you cut the piece out a little crooked or your zipper, when you cut the hole for your zipper, might it be off a little, that may mess that up, that can be cleaned up. So we'll get this in here, place that, and then clip it. Make sure that's straight though. There we go. And then clip that, and then honestly, all we got to do now is sew this shut, that shut, and that shut. I'm going to start at the bottom. Since my piece is a little crooked at the bottom, I'm going to sew it with the piece that's straight up, and I'm going to sew that. And this is all you're sewing. This is 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And again, I'm going to, like I said, back stitch it. I'm going to sew the bottom first, and then clean up my threads, and then I'm going to sew up the sides, and that is all there is to this pouch, you guys. I know I'm going to be able to get these done tonight. It might be a late night, but I'm going to get these pouches done so I can deliver as promised, that I will have a pouch with each of my cell phone straps, as well as the tethers that come with it. Again, I think that would be a great plus to my cell phone straps. Not because you don't get that when you buy it off of, big internet stores, I guess you could call it. Because I Googled them after she told me about it. So we'll see. what happens. We'll see. Let's see. Let's do it this way. Make sure we get it right. Get my clip out of there so I don't get in the way. Grab my threads so I don't get ugly threads on the back. There you go, you guys, that is it. Then all I gotta do, clean up my threads, make sure it looks good. I don't have any protruding threads, which I'll run the lighter over them. And just be careful if you ever do that, be careful, because especially this type of vinyl that I'm looking at, this is different. Let me clean this up too. Make sure this is nice and even. And again, I will show you once I get this cleaned up. I will put my little cards in. Don't play on the lighter though, or lighter will go out. I gotta stop breathing. Okay, that's good enough. Yeah, so there's the pouch right there. So see how I have a little, and this one, instead of doing a D-ring, I did a, like I said, I did the little clasp on that. So there's that. And then see on this, I'm going to show you real fast. So my idea was this. We're going to show on the one that's already done, even though this isn't for it. So your pouch, boom, you can clip it right on. Whoa, get my fingers to work these little guys. So I'm going to clip it on, and there you go. That is your little pouch. So let me bring this up a little bit, because we're going to end it here. We're just going to do this one, and we're going to end it here. Since I talked at the beginning too long. So again, this is what we got. I got a light that's going out above me. So you're seeing flashing lights. That's my light bulb going out. So there you go. See, and that is so cute. It's not so big, it's overwhelming. And let's see. Let's get see what we say here. So I said I got 5 business cards and my Ace gift card. Boom. Straight in like that. There you go. Perfect. Now, my 5 singles that I found, I can fold them in half. Probably should go right in. Oh my gosh, look at that, right in. And then if you want some change or something, you still got room that you can put change in. I think that is an absolute perfect size. Again, 5 by 5.5 inches by 7 inches. Fold it in half. Cut out your 3/8 inch rectangle. A wall whack zipper. I used 7-inch zippers is what I used, and I just bought the multicolor pack. And you can get them for a great price. Of course, with wall whack, they will sell if you buy lots of, I think 2 or 3 or more. You get, of course, a cheaper price. And then my little D-ring, or my little swivel clasp. I got that off of Amazon. I got the D-rings off of Amazon. I didn't go to use the great, nice hardware simply because these are just for cell phones. Now, you can, if you've got a small crossbody, nothing big or large, but a small crossbody that has swivel hooks that go on it. If you've got one of these straps and this strap goes with one of them and you can want to change it up a little bit, you can actually use this for a crossbody, and you still have that. And also, I seen this, I thought about this. See that rectangle ring there? If you got, I'm using my readers, but sunglasses, perfect place to put if you're wearing these sunglasses. I mean, this would be like your all-in-one travel kit right here. You can keep your money, cards at your close by. You got your cell phone, it's hooked in. And then a place to put sunglasses if you're somewhere that you need sunglasses. Or me, readers. Like me, you need readers. Anyway, so that's that. I just thought I'd share this tonight for a couple reasons. I really didn't have anything else that I had to post today. I didn't want to do another short. And I just thought it would be interesting to show this to you. So that was the big thing that, the reasons why I went ahead and did this. So everyone, whoever's in the area, Milford Frontiers Day, I'll be there tomorrow and Saturday. Tomorrow it's 5 to 9. Saturday, it's noon till, no, 5 to 11 on Friday, noon till 9 on Saturday. Come and see me, Maker's Market. We are down by the well, it's all down by the river, but we're off to the side a little bit, so don't miss Maker's Market if you come to Frontier Stay. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your patience. If you're not a subscriber, I would greatly appreciate if you become a subscriber. If you found me just by searches, also if you are a subscriber and you want to see future videos on anything, I've got a couple other things that I have thought up, and I want to do a couple videos on my ragdoll. Didn't get a chance to record that, my second one, or my third, part 3 I should say, this week. I will get that recorded early next week for part 3. I got those coming out, and then there's a simple raw edge wallet that I came up with, and I'm going to do a video on that. So I've got great things coming out that I'm coming up, you know, with just little ideas for just small things for right now. So turn on your notification bells. And then also, if you can give me a like, I would greatly appreciate it. That will help my channel out a great, tremendous amount. I would appreciate it. I can't even talk. I'm saying silly words, so we're going to end it there. Thank you so much. Bye. Talk to you later.